full of rage by flashing this woman my junk.
I love this segment so much.
So, okay, so there's 4 different buttons that are labeled. You can actually get rage. A 5th, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna shut the hell up and I'm just gonna do it. So, view of the valley. I take it Critical Sin Senpai is pleased?
Yes. I fucking love it. Oh, the achievement was like the cherry on top.
This is a practice run, so I was like, fuck it, man, do the fun shit.
Yep. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, man. We'll go to the hidden room, sure, why not? This guy. What's up, this guy? I can actually win in a DPS race. So get fucked.
That was fun.
The better.
What the fuck? Fuck! Did anyone else see that? Oh, fuck off, dude. Hello. Look, I know that no one actually watches my streams unless I'm playing God Hand, but this is what I want to play, so deal with it. Ah! I yanked my headphones off of my ears, that's no good. Okay, what we got? The Squirming Sprite and Bearer of Ill Tidings. Okay, so I have both of those available on Spear on Way of the Demon. But Well, that one's available for Kusa at least, so Squirming Sprite Kusa. Let's start off with the Torii Gate today. There's a fair chance, yeah. It's early in the morning, so it is what it is. And here's to hoping that my health holds up long enough to actually do and finish a stream. What do you say? Good enough, I guess. Oh, I hate that grab, dude. It's so much faster than everything else that that enemy does. If I was a little bit more, I don't know, paranoid in the way that I approach that particular enemy, like when he moves, I should move. Sort of like true Elvis. I wouldn't have as much trouble with him. Come at me, bro. I kind of want to, like, if I had a decent enough number of people, like, watching me play Nioh, I would probably have a stream where people in chat could select the weapon I'm using.
think what I need is an ethereal lightning Kusa. Well, that sucked. You know, I tend to forget that that perfect guard even exists. Oh shit, I almost fell. What in the hell? Okay. I don't know what that was. Like, like, my parry animation got interrupted, and as a result, the, thing I was parrying did not get harmed by my parry. That's pretty annoying. Okay. It's hard to know where the animation break is, where I can dodge out of that. Kusa is not my main. I enjoy using it, but it's not my main. Not even close. Interesting. But thankfully, even on higher difficulties, that... You're kidding! That definitely should have hit your face, but okay. That ball of, like, elemental bullshit that he throws at you is, really not that threatening. Even on, like... Even under, like, the worst of circumstances. Like, I mean, if you're not even vaguely strong enough to be fighting them, then yeah, it'll still hurt a bunch. But even if you're, like, relatively on par with them, it doesn't really do much. The worst case scenario with that attack isn't the damage that the attack itself is going to do. It's the fact that it'll interrupt what you're doing, and because of that you might get caught by something else that actually is threatening. And there's a number of attacks in this game that are that way, where it's less about the damage of the attack itself and more about the fact that it's going to trip you up. Or rather, that it could trip you up. Yo, what's up, Kaze? I'm doing alright. Could be a whole lot worse. I got done with most of the things I need to do for the day, so I started streaming earlier than usual, and hopefully this will be a whole last day of streaming. How's you doing? Bro, why did none of that hit you? Been busy? That's fair. Life is that way sometimes. Well, he did that attack, so he's not going to get hit by any of that. But he is going to get shredded from behind, so that's good. So what you been up to? Did you get a job? Or did you get a girlfriend? Or did you get a girlfriend and a job? I don't know why I just assumed girlfriend. I don't know what you're into. Ow. That did me a harm. And any difficulty that matters, that would have been death. That's too wild. Dang. Have more confidence in yourself than that. I say that ironically. I have, like, no confidence in myself and 2 special ladies in my life. Though we don't see one of them nearly often enough. Life is weird. Hey, why are you with... Sir! Get out of here. Yeah. Or rather, I was comparing against his loadless times. Yeah, it's on the leaderboard. It's still not a very good run, though. I need to, I really need to refine my approach on New Game. Because, like, on Easy New Game, I had an advanced approach because on Easy Mode, it's a lot easier to get heaps and heaps of God Hand meter. And so I just, like, focused on that. Ow. But on, like, normal New Game and hard New Game, it's a lot more about how you manage your roulettes, from what I understand. And... because, like, when you look at my normal New Game run that I did, like, sure, I didn't, like, really work on making it as good as it could be. I just did a run and called it a day for now. But my normal New Game would still be last place on the hard New Game board, so that's pretty rough. But for now, it is what it is. Because, like, the next category I'm really going to work on, because I really, really, really want to put, like, a nice, solid time on normal New Game Plus Kick Me sign. Why, I'm not really sure, I just do. Yeah, still nothing, okay. So, I'm going to switch over to Spears. And we're going to do of Withered Grass and Yokai, because that's next on the list. So I'm not a huge fan of the spear, because there's only one thing that the spear can do that's really solidly good, and it's the weapon swap attack. And enemy hands, on the other hand, it's way too good. Oh, definitely, I hope so. Fucker. Like, I want Amon to succeed. I want to see this person get better. Like, it's always good when there's a new speedrunner and you get to actually see them perform and improve. That's a good feeling. I like that. Get out of here. Okay, that was weak. Yeah, it's definitely my favorite Souls-like. This game is interesting in that it's a Souls-like, but that it doesn't at all play like the typical Souls variety does. It's always interesting to see somebody who is very accustomed to Souls-like games come to this game and think that they're just gonna use what they already know and have a really good result doing that. But this game, it's really just not at all like other Souls-likes. I highly recommend it, though. It's very different and unique. Ah, come on. That was awful. I'm on the wrong difficulty for this stage. Who publishes it? Koei Tecmo. It's made by Team Ninja. Here, in the relatively near future, they're going to be making a game called Rise of the Ronin that I'm very, very interested in. But if it ends up going the same way as Wolong Dynasty, I'm going to be super sad. Because, like, this game's combat is actually very technical, but Wolong's combat was just lame and bland. It's like, in Wolong Dynasty, the answer to pretty much everything is a mechanic called Deflect. It's like you just stand in front of attacks and deflect them all day long. I like it when combat makes you come up with different answers to different problems. When every question you get asked has the same answer, shit's boring. Come here, bro. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Yeah. Sure, that one, who cares? So the attack that I'm doing to take these guys down is called Twirl. That's how I knock them to the ground, and when you do Twirl successfully, you are refunded some of your ki, and you are also attack buffed, so that's why when I knock them down like that, I do such a huge amount of damage. What's my favorite weapon? Dude, I love the sword. Like, there are other good weapons, like the Tonfa is probably the most fun to use, but sword is definitely my best weapon. My least favorite weapon? I hate the Odachi. The Odachi is like a noob-friendly giant sword. But it's also... What the hell? That definitely should have caught. So, like, it's really, really easy to pick up the Odachi and be relatively okay with it. But as far as, like, its upper limit of what it's capable of, it's not a very good weapon. The axe is a little bit more acceptable, but it's essentially the same weapon in a lot of ways. But yeah, in terms of fun, I would definitely say Tonfa's my favorite. But sword is my main. I'm very much about the sword. See that right there? That's the Odachi. See how useless that was? Very, very easy to parry. Extremely predictable. Late game when I see players still using the Odachi, I just assume right away that they don't know what they're doing. And I'm usually correct, so it means that, like, in the multiplayer settings, I have to sort of get ahead of them the whole time. Yo, thanks, game, I guess. There we go. It's like, thankfully, unlike a lot of other games, this game, like, the different weapon types have different utility. So there's, like, certain things that you can get away with one weapon type that you would never be able to do with another. The AI isn't very smart against it. That's true, but unfortunately, that leaves players kind of crippled later on when they actually have to do something other than just swing sword wildly. When I'm playing in multiplayer alongside other players, particularly against human enemies like revenants or just random, like, you know, typical human spawns, or God forbid a human-based boss, it is infuriating because the best thing that you can do against them is to parry them and typically one-shot kill them immediately after. And then you've got random player jackass walk up and just swing a weapon without thinking, and it completely obliterates any chance that you have of doing a parry. It's super frustrating. So where was this in the list? Withered Grass and Yokai. Here we are. The thing is, though, like, okay, let's switch over to Sword, and I'll show you what I'm talking about, because this is typically how a player that actually knows how to play game really well would show up with a sword. So, a Defiled Holy Mountain, Way of the Demon, Omi. And let's sell all the shit that I just got. Let's see, wait, level 150? Yeah, none of this is going to be worth a while. Actually, let's see if there's anybody in the Torii Gate. Of course not. I hate this map. I'll still be able to do what I'm talking about, but I hate this map. So, Kaze here is not very familiar with the game, so let me explain a few things with how this all works. So, you see in the bottom right, I've got, like, I'm in low stance now. This is mid stance, and this is high stance. And the B button just puts your sword away. Some weapons have this shit where you can do a very, very large charge attack, but only from sheathed stance. It's worth noting that, like, when you're in high stance, you can only dodge roll. When you're in mid stance, you dash to dodge roll, so you can actually lengthen this out by giving a second dodge out. But in low stance, you only dash. In fact, the best way to move around the map is like this right here, so just constantly dash. With the sword and the spear, and I want to say that there's another weapon that's like this, but it might only be the sword and spear. When you dodge to the side, you get these side rolls. These have more iframes than a lot of other dashes do. What's more is that, like, see in the top left where my stamina is? If I switch stances at the end of a combo, I will actually gain back a lot of stamina. So you can actually keep the offensive up, like for a really, 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 really long time if you're using your stamina appropriately and switching stances. And like it's a very complicated game in terms of like what you can do with the combat if you're really pushing it to its limits. I was not paying attention. Alright, so a Revenant. This is how I want to take on Revenants against, like, other scenarios. It's just wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Get the fuck out of here. When I'm dealing with Revenants alongside another human player, I want them to be gone. I want them to go away immediately, just like that. Yeah, so, like, the way that the stances work is high stance is heavier damage, slower attacks that chew up more stamina. Mid stance is more of your, like, everything, like, your versatile stuff. It's medium damage, medium mobility. But mid stance is also typically where the parries are. And low stance is just like fast attack, slow damage. But I typically find that I prefer the mobility of low stance. Like, being able to move around, especially in the higher difficulties where one decent hit can kill you, being able to move around is very, very nice. Like, one of the bigger problems with the Odachi is the Odachi doesn't even have a proper parry. It has an attack that has a block built into it. But because the follow-up is just normal slashes rather than a full-on parry, it doesn't really do much. Thank you, sir. Later. I'm not sure why that didn't land. What? Okay, whatever. Get out of here. But yeah, human enemies are just really annoying because they have a proclivity for blocking a lot. Now, the only weapon that I can use that makes fighting them alongside humans not a huge chore is Dual Sword, but that's because Dual Sword has a skill that, like, really kind of eliminates the problem. Oh, that's another thing. So, there's key recovery where, like, say I finish a combo, right? Like, I could just leave it alone, or if you watch the meter grow really, really, really rapidly right there, it doesn't actually refill at that speed. That meter is my key recovery, and if you push a button to key recover at the right time, then you can regenerate your stamina much, much faster. This also happens if you end your combo with a dash. But there's another thing, that if you do a key recovery into a weapon swap, you'll actually do an attack based on that fact. But like I said before, all of the different weapons have their own utilities, and it's not always a good thing to do weapon swap attacks. Some of them are good, some of them are kind of shit. For instance, funny enough, as much as I'm ragging on how trash the Odachi is, and I do definitely believe the Odachi is trash, don't get me wrong, but the weapon swap attack on the Odachi is pretty fucking strong. Nope. It's just a thing that you do when you're decent at the game. Okay, I don't think that I kicked down this ladder. Boop. Okay, that was a different kind of parry, because the other thing did not go well. And that's what happens when you get caught without any stamina. Is Skyrim considered a Souls-like these days? Because that's wild to me. Bro, that's rude. There he goes. Okay. I'm not worried about that guy. It's fine. Hell with it. Get out of here. I never really liked the Elder Scrolls series. There it is. Anyways, key recovery can also allow you to cancel attacks into more advantageous combinations. Like when I knocked that guy down just now and canceled into a ground stab after 2 slashes. It can be pretty nice. I don't know why I insist on killing that enemy. None of them. I don't think I've played a single game that came out in 2023. I don't think anything came out that actually caught my attention. I mean, I brought up Wolong Dynasty earlier. I'm pretty sure that was released this year, but it was a really bad game. Breath of the Wild introduced the Great Fairy Fountains, right? And when you upgrade your equipment at the Great Fairy Fountains, it does these little cutscenes of the Great Fairy, like, sexually harassing Link and eventually, like, straight up pulling him into the fountain while he screams to do unspeakable things to him. And it's very clearly supposed to be like, lol, tee-hee, a boy is getting sexually assaulted. That's so funny. But I'm actually a sexual assault survivor myself, so I don't think it's funny. What the hell? Okay. Come here, buddy, let's go. Come at me, bro. You know what? I wanted to get the parry to happen, but never mind. It's like, Tears of the Kingdom is probably a legitimately good game, but I'm not interested for that fact. It's unfortunate. Having said that, I'm not telling other people not to enjoy the game, but I'm not gonna. Oh, another thing, Kaze. So this sword here has a fire element on it, and this sword here has electric element on it. So I have to be mindful of which one of these I'm using and for what purpose. For instance, because the way that I prefer to handle humans is that I like to parry them, I don't want to use the lightning element on them. Because, like, fire element, when that status effect takes hold, they just burn, right? They take damage over time. Lightning element slows enemies down. And when it comes to humans, that can mess with your parry timing, and it can actually make things much, much worse. Depending on the human. There are some boss human enemies that are not so bad when it comes to that. Dude, that's another thing that I hate about a lot of, like, human players I play alongside is that, like, pretty much everybody uses that, like, sloth magic. I have played it, and it's not good. We've had this conversation. I hate that that shit constantly comes up, dude. I'm never going to be able to get away from it, and I knew that that was going to be the case the second it got made. How much are there? So, in the first Nioh, there's wind, earth, fire, water, lightning. There's also a couple of other status effects that can be on a sword, like poison. And, oh, it's this guy. Like poison and paralysis. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. I was going to throw a kunai in his back, because I'm a jerk. I really hope that the enemy randomizer comes out sooner rather than later so people will stop asking about Hunger's Revenge. I really hope for that day. Well, yeah, but there's also, like, magics. For instance, granted, they're a lot more limited. By the way, those are just a bunch of floating hangs that we just saw. So this is a fire magic. It's not particularly good, but now he's on fire, and I'm not really sure where he's trying to go. Oh, he's gonna go all the way around that way, isn't he? Bruh. Is he gonna survive the fire ticks? He did! Okay. And now he's dead. But that was something else, man. I don't know what it is about, like, God Hand fans and, like, refusing to appreciate the actual game. Like, no, it must be emulated. No, it must have a 60 frame per second mod. No, it must have a widescreen patch. No, it must be the Honger's Revenge mod. And, like, meanwhile, I don't know of any other players that are actually good at the game. Over the wall? Oh, yeah. The HP was visible through the wall, yeah. The HP bar. And it was only because they were currently taking damage. Oh, what am I doing? I don't need to do all this. There's an exit over here. That was a bad shot. What? Get out of here. What's up, Birdo? Oh, also, if you put two elemental status effects on an enemy at the same time, they will become confused, and at that point, literally any attack that you do will stagger them. So you can just keep them sitting there taking abuse. No, see, okay. I really want to be able to answer that question, but I have been waiting for Nioh 2 to be available for a reasonable price for a very long time. And it has not been available for a reasonable price for a very long time. So I don't have it. I want it really badly, though. So I do watch what price it's being offered for. I don't like that the camera gets behind all those trees. I really prefer the God Hand way, where most of the time if the camera's on the other side of something, then that thing that it's on the other side of is just not visible. By the way, there's human enemies down here fighting each other, and I don't know what the lore is on that. I have no idea why that's a thing. I would know why, if I read the text on, like, the description of the stage, but... eh. Sir? I don't know why it wasn't detecting that. That back wave should have happened pretty much the first time, but whatever. Oh, another thing worth mentioning, so we mentioned earlier that this move right here is called an EI. It's a pretty decently strong attack, but as you can tell, it's very slow. Now, two other weapon types have the EI. Dual Sword and Odachi. The sword variant actually has two more different kinds. One of them is called Tiger Sprint, where you will do the charge and then you'll run forward and you can release it whenever you like. Another, I don't remember what it's called, but, like, you, instead of just releasing it in one slash, you leap forward in, I think it's 5 different slashes. And then the Odachi just has the basic variant, where it's sheath and release. And the Dual Sword also only has the basic variant. However, the dual swords basic EI is the best one, and the Odachi is the worst one. I don't know what they were thinking when it comes to the Odachi. It's slow, it doesn't do a lot of damage. Considering the size of the sword, it really doesn't have that much range. That's one of my biggest complaints with the Odachi is, at best, it really does not encourage you to be that clever. Oh, I forgot that, didn't I? Let's back up, because I could have sworn I shot that dude, but I guess I forgot. Yeah, I don't really do the charge attack much on the sword, because it's not very good. Oh, and for those that have a little bit more advanced knowledge of how this game works, like I said earlier, if you stance change when you key charge, then you gain more key. But what probably is not as well known is that you can actually do it twice, so mid, high, low. And I gained the key charge bonus twice. I was using the wrong sword. Now, if I was using dual sword right now, you would definitely see more of the charge attack. Bro, could you don't? Very annoying. Oh, I see. There were two of those enemies. That's why there was still one around. It's a pretty long mission, isn't it? Yes, Revenants typically don't fall, but they can. Revenants being the ones that are completely red and come from these. Now, these are grave sites. In a lot of these cases, the graves are indicators of other players that died in this area fighting whatever enemy it was that they were fighting. So this one says it was cut down by a rogue. That means that player was killed by a typical human enemy. Not even a warrior, just a basic bitch rogue. That was a dumb thing to do, but whatever, it worked, I guess. There's a bomb right there. This guy is a rogue. This guy is a warrior. Rogues are about as basic bitch as you can get. But, like, it's weird. As weak as these human enemies typically are, HP-wise, and they're just not that complicated to fight, they deal unreasonably high amounts of damage when they catch you off guard. I got hit! Oh, I thought you were dead. Whoops. Okay, and here's a mechanic I haven't shown yet that's sort of similar to God Hand in some respects, I guess. This is Living Weapon. So, you can't be harmed while you're using Living Weapon, but, like, your meter for how long it lasts goes up when you gain Emerita, which is basically this game's version of souls. So every enemy that you kill feeds back into that meter. But I also have what's called an extraction talisman, which makes it where while that magic is active, I'm also gaining Emerita every time I hit something. Not when it's blocked, though. But when you take damage, you lose your living weapon gauge, rather than actually taking HP damage. Yes, it depends on what your guardian spirit was. So the one that I'm using right now increases my Emerita gauge, or rather, it increases how much Emerita I gain on kills, and from various sources. And its element is water. Some spirits have various, like, other elements and advantages to the way that they're used. Like, there's a guardian spirit that makes it where if you were going to get killed, then the moment that your HP hits 0, if you have enough juice for your guardian spirit to pop, then it will replace you dying with you going into living weapon instead. And there's a lot of different variants, honestly. This game is, like I said, it's very complicated, and there's a lot of nuance to it, and a lot of variety. I tend to play the combat very straight because, well, I like combat. That's another reason why you rarely see me ever shooting arrows at anyone. Like, I do sometimes, sure. Sometimes I'll get lazy. But, for the most part, I'm just fighting stuff straight because that's how I prefer to play. The boss that we're about to fight totally sucks, though, and god damn it. Yeah, you know that there's a lot going on when I've, like, been rambling for, like, the last, what, 20, 30 minutes, and there's still a lot left to explain. Yeah, what's up, music? How's it going? I'm doing alright, and yourself? Yo, this nerd was about to do an EI on me. Well, there's more where that came from. Oh, so remember earlier how I said EI can only be done from the sheath, so you'd think, like, that, right? It can also be done out of a cancel, but, like, what's more is that you can actually very briefly hit the button to use your bow and go straight into that animation. What is the game name? The game's name is on screen. It's Nioh, the complete edition. Okay. So right there, what I did was I used my lightning sword to put the lightning status effect on him. And then as soon as that status effect actually landed, I did living weapon, and like I said earlier, it's water-based, so once that status effect landed, he was confused, and then I was able to just keep pushing the offense on him. Side note, I hate that boss. He's an asshole. Oh wow, I've been dropping frames today. What in the hell is going on? But yeah, that's typically the kind of gameplay that I like out of this game. And when you're playing with other humans that don't really know how the game works very well, it can get really frustrating. Like, there's a lot of weird habits that people that call you in for help have, and a lot of those habits gets them killed a bunch, and it's super frustrating. What weapon do we want to see, guys? We've got sword, dual sword, spear, axe, kusadigama. Just say kusa. Kusa is a thing that I understand. Odachi, Tonfa. What do we want to see? Tonfa it is. Let's go. Are there any people in the Torii Gate? Axe time, we'll do axe next. So what level am I on with Tonfa? The ocean roars again on Way of the Strong. So Tonfa has a lot of like really wild combos in the way that everything goes together. It's a very mobile weapon type. It's like probably the only weakness to the Tonfa is that its parries aren't like a set counter animation. It's more of a like in the case of the sword, right? When I landed a parry, I would just knock a dude to the ground. With the Tonfa, the parries are more standing counters, and so they can be blocked and they can be reacted to in some cases, so that kind of sucks. But everything else about the Tonfa is really wild in a good way. Bruh. I got boxed. Also, the Tonfa has cancels into cancels. Sir, where are you going? So that combo is called Demon Dance. It's like the bread and butter of how Tonfa works. So this is probably one of the worst maps in the game. Pretty sure that literally nobody likes this fucking map. What's up, guy? Whoop. That didn't work out. Try again. Better luck next time. What in the hell? What a jerk. A little bit. They're very combo heavy, and because of that, they're extremely good at putting on status effects. Oh, and there's also these guys. That particular enemy type isn't in a lot of stages. That almost got me killed. I hate this area. So this right here is relevant to the boss at the end of this stage. Basically what it does is it lights a number of fires on the outskirts of the boss platform. And the more fires are lit, the fewer ads will show up, but you can also, if you choose, imbue your weapon with that fire so that you can do more damage. I prefer to just not have the ads, so... Boop. So I never, ever, ever actually channel that fire. No, so that is one unfortunate thing about Nioh is that while there are a number of characters that you can play as, and this is Tome, she's actually the blacksmith, but the character that you're playing as is only a model. You're always actually playing as... What? That's not supposed to happen. You're actually always playing as a dude named William. We'll just get back over here, that's fine. It's not a big deal, doesn't matter. It's just really annoying that that just happened. I hate this fucking map. This is why everybody hates this map, is because it's just so trolly with, like, you just randomly falling off of shit. But yeah, the character model is just that. It's just a model. It doesn't really do anything. And then he falls. Good stuff. Alright, give me my shit back. Really? You're kidding. So one thing that's kind of difficult to learn about this game is what skills will and will not allow you to fall off a platform. So like, for one thing, this, like, so there's two variants of the same attack on this weapon. One is a high stance, guard, and strong attack, and it's that right there. But the other variant is any stance, hold strong, and you get this charge attack version of it. The charge attack version will totally 1000% allow you to fall off the platform. It won't let you just get away with that. It's very, very, very bad to use it in a lot of circumstances. But, you know, if you know where you are and what you're doing, it's not that big of a deal. Hello? I definitely did not push that button. Okay, whatever. Another thing that's weird about this game, and it might just be related to the PC version, because it uses the typical X input module, is the way that it interacts with your controller is very strange. So that's one of the counters. The other is like a perfect guard to like 2 uppercuts. Oh, well, no, I can switch the weapons however I like, but I prefer to like do an entire map from start to finish as sort of like a weapon mastery kind of thing. Oh, no, ask away. Give me something to talk about, mate. So that's the other counter. The other one is really, really bad. Now, see, this is problematic because my opponent has super armor. Or, well, enough toughness that they essentially have super armor in comparison to my shit. And so, that unfortunately means that my parries are kind of useless against that. That was me using an attack that has super armor on it, so that's good. And in that case, that's not a toughness thing, that's just straight up super armor. Oh, my weapons are weakened. Yep. Which is a lot more irritating in this game than in other Souls-likes, because in this game, you're actually shown a cutscene that proves 100% William knows how to swim. Like, he's not even a bad swimmer. He's just straight up an excellent swimmer. But then if you fall in the water in an actual stage, you die. It doesn't make any sense, and I hate it. Sup? Boom. Okay. Well, that was anticlimactic. Nice. Notice how that parry didn't even put me in the right direction? No, Revenants are just the red enemies that pop up from the graves. It's like this right here. These are revenants. They're nothing special, really. That was too early. Yo, what's up, Yaj? You are back, I see that. Where is this? Okay. Bro. I'm still playing this because I'm not, like... I don't know, dude. Like, the other day I said that I thought I might be coming down with something because I was reacting really slowly to shit. And then it turned out that was correct. And I started feeling like crap during my stream yesterday. And because of that, I'm focusing on less intense things. I'm avoiding God Hand for a little bit. Yep, that happens. For whatever reason, like, that enemy is supposed to ambush you if you just go straight up to the box. But instead it just kills itself if you go straight up to the box. So this is the one enemy that I just do not fight on the platform from whence he came. Look at this rapid backup this dude just goes across that shit like it's no big deal. Fucking annoying. Yeah, for sure. I also have this, like, huge list of backlog games that I was doing backlog streams for a while where, like, each stream I would try out, like, you know, 12 to 20 games in a single sitting. And, of course, the goal wasn't to, like, beat any of them. It was just, like, to try them on and see if I liked them enough to play them more later. And some of that was actually really, really, really entertaining. Every once in a while, I would go ahead and beat one of those in a sitting. I like keep on coming back to it because it was very silly. Like, I want to go back to Morphine just because it was such a fucking silly video game. It's supposed to be horror, but it definitely didn't come off as scary. It came off as just really, really silly. Oh, I see where it is. Okay. I really should start doing my backlog streams again in the future. My top moderator actually quite prefers that content to me playing stuff like this in God Hand. And it's not that he doesn't like God Hand, it's just he's seen more than enough of it for multiple lifetimes, as he would put it. Which is totally fair. If you're not into it the way that I am, it's not something that you're going to want to spend thousands of hours on. You know, when the camera just rapidly spun like that, I was a little afraid that my demon dance was going to take me off the platform. What in the hell just happened? Okay, that was weird. I don't know why it didn't spawn. By the way, that little slide backwards right there has some dodge frames in it. Okay. I feel like I'm about to sneeze. I was right. I was, in fact, about to sneeze. Who knew? Good lord. I can't be doing that while I'm actively trying to not die. Boy, that was a little gross. Sorry about that. That's what I have hand sanitizer for, right? Anyway. How many types of enemy are there? I'll show you once we get back to the mission menu, and then we will do a mission with the axe. Okay, good. Yo! Stop that shit! What the hell? Whatever. But yeah, the variety of enemies is actually kind of intense. Like, a lot more than I would have expected anyway. What? Bro. That has to be timed, by the way. It doesn't reflect off of just any old guard. So about enemies dying from falling. There you go. Okay, so we're almost done here. Let me just wrap up the last of these nerds. Yeah, it's like status effects and the like. So like that first one is just an Amrita multiplier. It makes me get more Amrita from anything that will give me Amrita. The one after that is Extraction, which makes it where every time I hit something, I gain Amrita. There's a bit of an obvious link to all of the decisions that I make in this game. I like to get level up juice as much as possible. And the one on the right that's gone now makes it where any time that I gain Amrita, I also gain a healing attribute. Well, it requires magic to get those particular assets. I was a bit early on that. So that's Umibozu. Umibozu is usually he's like the main reason that people start asking for help in their games by summoning visitors and whatnot. A lot of the time that you become a visitor in somebody's game, it's because of this guy. Okay, so let's do a number of things real quick. First off, ooh, falling snow, interesting. First off, let's switch to axe before I forget. Let's show you the enemies. So it's mostly the yokais, right? So the human enemies are human enemies, that's whatever. There's a somewhat small variety of them. I wouldn't really worry about the humans all that much. So there's 42 that are listed in terms of yokai. It's worth noting that a lot of these have multiple variations. So this is the skeleton that has the sword, but there's also skeletons that have a spear. They're a lot more fucking annoying than the guys with the swords. This is a dweller. This is like the most basic bitch of all of the yokai. He's typically not threatening, but he does have a grab where he like leaps on you and like smashes you in the face with a rock like 4 times. That can be pretty deadly. There's also a giant variant of this guy. Onibi, this is just a floating head. Contact damage, he just like rushes you down and he's super, super annoying. There's 5 variants of this guy, including this one. This is the fire one, but there's one for each of the other elements: water, lightning, earth, and wind. They're all super annoying. I hate them a bunch. This guy, a lot of people don't really know how to fight this thing at all. So this umbrella is like, it like does this attack where it spins and it launches little needles that will paralyze you. And when you're paralyzed, you take double damage, and it lasts for a decent amount of time. So this guy can actually be really, really scary, unless you actually know how to fight them. And once you actually know how to fight them, the only way that they're scary is if they catch you off guard, like if you don't know it's there. This guy actually summons the little elemental heads that we discussed earlier, and I'll be honest, I didn't know the other arms were on the loot until just now. This guy doesn't really do anything on his own, but it actually, like, probably the primary thing that this guy does is when you get near Revenant grave sites, if you get too close to them, then it will force them to appear rather than allowing you to decide to make it appear. So this is a lesser Umibozu. It basically looks like a ball of oil, but it's really just like evil water. I don't really know how else to explain it. This is another variant of that. That's mud, and well, it says mud, but it's also shit. It's literally shit. Like, actually, literally shit. And the reason I know that is because its first appearance is essentially in the sewage waters below a castle. Fun! This is a statue. He's only particularly vulnerable to damage while he's actually swinging his weapon. Unless you use magic on him. Magic is very effective. Spiders, of course. There's a small, tiny variant and a fucking huge variant as well. Kappa. So this guy... This version of this enemy is sort of just like a living like, pinata. He appears at random sometimes, and when you beat him up, he drops a whole lot of things, but he mostly spends his time running away from you. Mujina, so you will pretty much never see this yokai in this form. What happens is that sometimes when you open a box, he'll, like, slam the box lid open, knocking you back and depleting your ki. And then he laughs at you. And then it does this little mini game where he will appear as you, and he'll do an emote. And if you do the same emote, he cheers, drops a bunch of loot, and disappears. Or you could just beat him up, which is what I typically do. Also, if you whistle in front of the box that he pops out of, he'll notice you and he'll jump out peaceably. It's very weird. Anyways, but this is what he looks like when he's not, transformed. It's basically a trickster. He's not really intended to be, malicious or aggressive. So this is Yoki. You've seen me fighting this guy a while. He's everywhere. They're all over the fucking place. And there's another version of this guy called an Amrita Fiend, which I think, yeah. So, and just like the floating heads from earlier, this guy has 4 more variants. This is the fire one. And there's, earth, wind, water, lightning versions of it as well. These are really interesting in that if you hit this fire version with fire attacks, the crystals on its back will glow more and more and more, and if you hit it with too much fire attacks, it will eventually fall down and explode. Yeah, it's a very scary umbrella. One-eyed imp. So this guy is very much a troll. He jumps around and lashes you with his tongue, and when he does that, he steals a little bit of Amrita from you, and if he steals enough Amrita, then he will turn into another yokai, which we're about to see. He turns into this thing. However, make no mistake, this thing also appears by himself. He's a puncher. He throws big punches. This Unudo, he's also got 4 more out, like the other elemental variants as well. This is the fire variant. He does some punching too, but he mostly attacks with his tongue. Nuri Kabe. So this is an angry wall. And when you initially find it, it's just a wall with eyes. And it doesn't really react to you until you attack it or until you do emotes at it. And, like, the emotes are categorized into 3 different categories. There's neutral emotes, there's passive emotes, and there's aggressive emotes. And you're supposed to figure out, like, which emote variety this guy will react to, whether it be, positive, neutral, or aggressive. Or, like, there's some instances where you do an aggressive emote at it, like a taunt, and it will accept that and it'll go away. Other times, the two incorrect emote varieties will only make it angrier. And the trick to this guy is that there's usually a gravesite nearby that is not actually based on another player. It's just a gravesite that's based on an NPC within the game. And if you stand over those gravesites, like I said earlier, it'll say what killed them. And this one will say, killed by Nirikabe for his aggressive behavior. Which tells you that the correct emote is either passive or positive. And you get 2 tries, so as long as you look for that hint, you can figure out which emote it is. I prefer to just fight them because I like combat. Wheel Monk, this guy is an asshole. A lot of people really, really hate fighting him. But if you know how to fight him, he's not threatening at all. But he rolls at you, he breathes fire, his weak point is on his back. Flying Bolt. Yeah, I can show you a few. So Flying Bolt, throws, her wrappings at you, and it slows you down. And despite the fact that it's just cloth, when she hits you with it, it hurts a bunch. She leaps up out of the way when you're trying to attack her, and it's pretty annoying sometimes, because she can get pretty evasive. Raven Tengu, you see me fighting these guys. A lot of players have a lot of fucking problems trying to fight this guy. Yokai. So this is the first boss of the game, and this is how you initially see him change to these giant cannonballs, or I don't even know what you would call these balls of metal. They're too big for cannons. Once you've done enough damage, the chains break, and then he just fights you hand to hand. Nioh Enma. She's kind of like a vampire. She's the second boss in the game, and a lot of people have problems with her as well. She causes paralysis with a lot of her attacks, and it's really not hard to see why she would be a problem. But if you're relatively well prepared, she's not that threatening unless she hits you with a grab. Nioh is the mini boss in the third stage. When I say third stage, I'm talking about the main missions, excluding all of the side mission stuff. The boss in that stage is a human enemy. But as you can tell, this thing is electricity. It shits lightning bolts all over the place. And until you understand how to fight it, it's actually very, very threatening. The Great Centipede, this is the boss for the fourth main mission. This boss is extraordinarily easy. In fact, I would say that this boss is more or less a whipping boy unless you're on the higher difficulties. Umibozu, you just saw me fight this guy. Joroguma, or Gumo. It's a giant spider with a woman's body. These little plates on her legs are actually armor. And there'll be phases where she'll like pull her legs in and kind of crawl at you, where the idea of that is that the armor more or less completely covers her when she does that. And you have to use certain types of attacks to be able to penetrate that armor. Yuki Onna. Oh, man. So this is the stage that we're actually about to do. I honestly think that this is the coolest character/enemy design in the game. And I'm not going to describe her all that much because we're about to fight her. White Tiger, this is another boss enemy. So during the course of events, the little cat spirit that's been following your character around gets corrupted by dark energy and becomes this. And that fight's actually kind of tough. That's a pretty rough fight. Giant Toad, this is a deceased Ninja Clan master that you fight as a yokai. Honestly, I thought that this fight was pretty weak. I didn't have trouble with him at all. Ogress. Ogress is much larger than she looks. And those claws are frickin'... Like, honestly, the claws on her hands are actually bigger than your entire character. Why do you only see me fight fire-type enemies? Because a lot of players lean on fire, elemental stuff, in general. So there's a lot of enemies in the game that sort of just, like, are set to counter that specifically. I do not recognize this name. Oh yeah, it's this giant thing. So this is the only boss fight in the game that is kind of a gimmick. This is less of a boss fight and more of a puzzle. But once you understand how to fight him, he's honestly just kind of a chore rather than an actual fight. Also way bigger than he looks. Like, his foot, his little ankle is about the size of your entire character. So this is actually one of the final boss fight enemies, where the final boss fight is 5 of these. Ceaseless Discharge. Bro, like... I think I got killed by Ceaseless Discharge once, and that was only because I didn't know he was there. But I didn't find him to be all that threatening, but I've watched other people just get repeatedly bodied by that thing. Yeah. 100 Eyes. So this is technically the final boss in the game, but it's sort of like post-game content. It's kind of hard to like it's kind of hard to pin down where the end of this game really is, because it definitely feels like it's on the stage before this and that this is post-game content, because there's a lot of post-game content. But this is the boss fight where after you've done this one is when it actually like opens the next difficulty of the game. So I guess this is technically the last boss fight. Namahage. This is a DLC yokai. It sort of replaces the Yoki as being one of the more common yokai. It's fucking huge, and it swings that cleaver around a bunch. It kind of spams attacks. It's really annoying. This guy initially looks like a human most of the time. He looks super threatening. He's not. You really should never get killed by this guy. He's kind of a pansy. So this Kappa is actually aggressive. They typically throw like little balls of energy at you that paralyze you, and they're frickin' annoying. Snowclops, this is another variant of the One Eye that we saw earlier. In fact, we're about to fight him in the stage that we're going to with the axes. This is another variant of the little like water and poop balls that try to attack you. I really don't know what in the hell this is supposed to be. I'm guessing blood. Broken blades. It doesn't say. Or doesn't appear to say. I don't see anything that says. Anyway, doesn't matter. Fox Spirit. There's also a larger variant of this. That's all I'm going to say for now. This is also a DLC yokai. This guy is an absolute asshole. Forearms, lots of attacks, has attacks that hit you even if you're completely behind him. Very annoying. His weak point is these on his back. But the hitbox for this shit on his back is extremely picky, and it doesn't like to work the way it should. This is a DLC boss. It's also fucking enormous. This is probably one of the more complicated boss fights to get through without taking too much damage as well. This is the last boss fight from the final DLC. And it is also very, very large and much more complicated to fight than you would think. Anyway, so there's all of that. Let's change characters. Hidden Tea House. So this is William. This is what your actual character looks like. Disregard the clothes. Those change based on what you're equipping. But there's also, at the blacksmith, you can redo what your clothing looks like. You can redo what your weapons look like. So visually speaking, this is not that important. But funny enough, you can actually play as a Revenant, which we're gonna do. Why? I don't know. Because reasons. Hey, no worries. I think, like, the enemy variety in this game is actually really impressive, and I appreciate the hell out of it. Because depending on what enemy you're facing, it always changes how you approach stuff. Anyway, so this weapon is a hammer and this is an axe, but they are both actually the same weapon type. So this stage is sort of supposed to feel like a large maze, but it's really a lot more linear than it first appears to be. The axe is not fast, even in low stance. Bitch. The axe parry is basically a, it's an attack with a built-in guard. It's not very good, but it is better than the Odachi's version of the same. Yeah, the axe, funny enough, doesn't really have a lot of, like, a lot of variety in how it works. Honestly, I don't even know how to explain how bad some of this is, but, like, this is probably one of the main special attacks. Then you've got that's the attack with a guard built in. And then you've got this thing. It's that move is actually pretty shitty. You've got that, and this is probably one of the higher damage attacks, so you could just keep this going until your stamina runs out. I don't remember what hold Y I've got here. Oh yeah, that's the AoE slam. Okay. But, like, check this shit out. So, try to run, bitch. Get out of here. By the way, now taking suggestions for what weapon I use in the next mission. That's the spirit guardian that's following me and telling it. Basically, it's just telling you lore about the areas that you're in. It's just a plot thing. Okay, so those were butterflies. Boop. So a lot of these stages are kind of like Dark Souls in the way that you can, like, unlock things that make it where you can return to later parts of the stage more easily if you were to die. And that's one thing that I really do like about Dark Souls, is that, like, when you get to, like, complicated out-of-the-way places, that they have like ladders that you can kick down or doors that you can open from the other side, that type of thing. But I gotta say, when I first started playing this, I had played Dark Souls before, right? So I was used to the idea of it just being an open world. And when I got to this game, I felt like I don't know, man, it seems a little weak to have it separated off into missions, but then like later on, it's different, because in the form of missions, the stages are actually able to have like multiple variants of the same place. Like the very first mission in the game is called Isle of Demons. But there's two more variants of that same map, where like one of them the place is almost entirely on fire, and the other one is like no fire at all, no demons around. So like it's interesting, but it's also kind of, I don't know. There's good things about it and there's bad things about it. And then again, I guess if I had to like do an entire like giant open world map of this game, that would probably slow down the pacing of it a lot. Side note, I don't actually understand how people enjoy Dark Souls. Like, I played the hell out of the first one, but I'm not sure if I ever really enjoyed it, or if I was just killing time. And again, not saying that people shouldn't enjoy Dark Souls, I'm just saying I don't get it. That was extremely clumsy. Oh, what? I don't think that should have reached at all. What the hell? Cut down by Yokai. Oh, shit. Oh no, my weapon is weakened. Let's just drill this guy then. I kind of forgot what I was doing here. Yeah, it's literally the same weapon type. Like, same shit. By the way, the weapon rarities that are green in the menu, those are not available until after you've beaten the game once. And when I bring up my equipment, these are not available until you've beaten the game 3 times. And Way of the Demon is no joke. The first time that you come through it, it's pretty rough. You know, I don't remember how long I'd been playing when I beat the game for the first time. Probably a little over 100 hours, but I fucked around an awful lot, so I wouldn't think that a normal player would take that long, because like I'm very different when it comes to combat games. I like to mess around with things for a really long time and test frame data and DPS and what is and isn't optimal, so I spent an awful lot of time just kind of screwing around in the first stage testing stuff. Boop. Yo, what's up, Ayub? So the reason I'm not streaming God Hand today is because I feel sick. And, like, I'm not reacting as quickly as I should when I'm playing God Hand, so because of that, I'm just sort of avoiding it for now. Presumably when I don't feel sick, we will stream God Hand again. However, to be clear, I do not like being treated as though I'm only allowed to like God Hand, you know what I mean? Like, I do enjoy playing other games. Yeah. Bro, like, sometimes you get sick, shit happens. But it's fine. All support from Morocco. Yo. Thanks for that. What am I drinking? So, I love giant mugs, and I don't know why, but I'm only drinking sweet tea. I don't actually drink alcohol or beer or anything like that. But I do love me some sweet tea. You know, I actually felt kind of sick during that more recent God Hand speedrun as well. Not like super sick, but yeah. It was mostly yesterday I felt really rough, so I was playing this instead, and in the middle of the stream I got like debilitating stomach cramps, so I ended up having to quit stream in the middle of it. Ah, for fuck's sake, I got slowed down. Look at this shit. This is me running, bruh. Yo, we're playing Dark Souls. Oh, never mind. We're back to playing a real video game. Haha! God, I hate how slow Dark Souls is. I mean, I'll be better soon, probably in the next day or so. Though, my partner and I, we play a game called Core Keeper, right? And, Core Keeper just the other day released some new content. So, either later today or tomorrow, the two of us are going to be streaming that. Yo, to be clear, I do not hate Dark Souls. I just don't understand why people think it's as good, like, it's so good. It's okay. It's alright. But people act like it's the greatest thing that's ever been made, and I don't understand that shit at all. Stupid floating head. Hey, it's this guy. We're just gonna kill you. Pretty sure there's also, yeah, a hot spring that I'm not gonna use, but I could. I wanted to get, yeah, there's a good close look of my handsome mug. What's up, girl? I'm kidding. Maybe. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh well. Oh right, there's nothing over there right now. Haha. I did not expect that to hit so hard. No, cut down by outlaw. What outlaw? Where the fuck is there an outlaw to get cut down by? I swear, like, sometimes I just do not understand how people get killed in this game the way that they do. Like, when I see the grave in some places, I'm like, but how? Like, there's nothing here that's even vaguely threatening. But then I see other people actually playing the game, and it's like, okay, that's how. You're just really, really bad. Okay, well... And now I've been knocked down. Bad gameplay all over the place. She's not hard to fight normally, I just wanted to be impatient. Okay, what weapon do we want to see now? Yeah, it do. It also takes a little while for it to wind up, though. And if enemies are, like, leaping around and whatnot, it's pretty easy for it to lose track of what I'm trying to hit. Dual sword. We can do that. So funny enough, the only dual sword that I have that's actually good right now is a set of wooden swords. Which I think is hilarious, but it is what it is. Let's see, is anybody around? Still no, okay. So what mission am I on with the dual swords? The Champion of the East. We'll do a couple with the dual swords, because Champion of the East is very, very short. And he's gonna get completely destroyed. So, Dual Sword has a skill called God of Wind 2, that is really, really, really busted. It really shouldn't be as good as it is. Hello? I was on the wrong weapon. So, there's a mission where you're theoretically supposed to fight this guy, but there's, like, giant purple crystals around that have actually, like, warped his mind, and that's the only reason that you're fighting him to begin with. If you destroy those crystals, then you don't actually fight him. And so I guess that's one of the reasons where they were like, let's put in a mission where you explicitly fight him. I was like, okay. That makes sense. Let's change characters again, shall we? I almost never play as actually William, so let's play as William. Sword, dual sword. Here, we'll go through them real quick. Because I was going to try to name them in order, and then I realized that's not going to work. Sword, dual sword, spear, axe, Kusarigama, which you can just call Kusa, K-U-S-A, Odachi, and Tonfa. I'm gonna pop these give me Amrita. Under normal circumstances, this game actually involves a huge amount of menuing, and I'm trying to keep that down to a minimum. I typically try to do that shit off stream. So anyways, let's do an actual mission with this stuff. Courage and Wisdom. Which one was this? I think there are scythes in Nioh 2, but it's also worth noting that Kusarigama is also a scythe. So Akusa is a long chain with a hammer on one side and a scythe on the other. Yo, whatever you say, buddy. You with your goofy ass helmet. What the hell? Oh, hello. You're here. With a gun. Oh, this is another counter to players using fire, is dwellers that have explosive barrels on their back. It's like if you hit them with a fire weapon too close, you're gonna get exploded. Oh wait, there's one of these over here. Why am I just flying right past it? What did you get killed by, sir? A dweller? What a wiener. What the fuck? Oh, you bitch. It's like one of the really cool moves for the dual swords is this right here. And that can actually go on for quite some time. But aside from that, it's mostly God of Wind and EI. There's not a lot going on with the dual sword in terms of, like, style. It's very much not a stylish fighter's weapon. Despite this, it's pretty fun to use if you know what you're doing with it. It's a very mobile weapon. Oh yeah, there's also a mystic art. So like one of the skills that you learn for this weapon in particular lowers how much stamina you use while you're actually hitting enemies. So if I'm on top of an enemy just going ham on that particular skill, I'm actually not using much juice. See? Yeah, the axe spin is... It's higher damage, but not particularly efficient. And then there's an even better version of this on the Kusanigama. Where is that sound coming from? Hold up. It's like I hear that guy, but I don't see that guy. It doesn't really matter, but I did want to stop him if I could. He's not close enough to trigger that. Yo, imagine getting killed right in the fucking hot spring. Unfortunate. That is such a rude parry. What with the getting shot in the, or stabbed in the crotch factor? Okay, I still don't see him. Oh well. I haven't done this particular set of missions very many times, so I don't remember where everything is. Well, yeah, because there's like a whole plot line. William started in England and was set off on a mission to find out about Emerita, and then he was betrayed, and then he went off on his own tangent to stop the people that betrayed him. And then everybody else's stories, well, most of everybody else's stories are tied to the fact that they're all, you know, Japanese and they're natives of Japan. Yo, what's up, Yvonne? Yo, I missed one of these. Whoa, Jesus. Fucks with the camera and makes it, like, really, really dangerous to jump around. That's the second time that Skyrim has come up today while I'm playing this. I don't see how the two games are related to each other. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Elder Scrolls series in general. But I've definitely heard of it. Oh, right. So these are emotes. You can sit this way forever. This is usually what you do when you're playing with other people to tell them to get the fuck over here. I do this a lot because other people don't know how to play the game. Or even... and then there's this, where he and I are gonna drink tea together. There's more of them, like, the fan dance. What? It's weird that there's multiple different praise. Man. I'm pretty sure that there's supposed to be some kind of staff that he is holding for this, but whatever. So this is a DLC character. He has a plot, but it pertains to the DLC. Okay, I didn't actually know if that was gonna send me off into the water or not. Good to know. Dual Sword EI does not allow you to fall off of the platform. See how fucking good that EI is? Man, that range was wild, the damage is good. The utility in general is just a big plus. Bro. No, it's only there for looks. It's not an actual tactic. I usually do that when I've been in a game with a player that wound up dying. Then if I get paired with them again, I will use the Playing Dead emote to mock the fact that they died. Well, not always. Sometimes people die for legitimate reasons, and other times they die because they're bad. So when they're bad, I have a tendency to do the playing dead emote. I don't think that there was anything on the other side of this building, but let's look. Okay. Wait, I think I left something behind that I didn't do over here. This is gonna take a bit. Apologies. For some reason, my brain remembered this as being like a shortcut into the ending of the stage, and it's very much not. There we go. It's like, yeah, you cannot open it from this side. Okay, now we get to run all the way back. Or, well, dash a lot, I guess. I'm pretty sure that that's on Ryoki. Once I get close to that cloud of bullshit. Oh, that's a parry. This right here. If I time it right, then it just happens. What happened to my homeboy? Did he get KO'd by something? No, he's just stuck somewhere. Come here, dude. What are you doing? No, for real, what are you doing? Does he just refuse to enter this room with me? Well, that's shitty. Because I was going to use him as bait so I could do the rest of these Revenant fights. Oh, there he is. I don't get it. What's the joke? No. Why are you interfering? Leave it alone. Yeah, fight him. I'm busy. Okay, so he got KO'd. See, Onryoki hits really, really hard. Ow. Speaking of, I don't really need to save the other guy anymore. Yo, what? I don't remember this having ads. Get out of here. Yeah. All it requires is for you to walk up to them and interact. A lot of the ally characters aren't actually useful. Since you said Kusa, or Scythes earlier, I'm going to take that as a request to use the Kusadigama. Why am I going to take it that way? Because I would like to use the Kusadigama. So we're going to do the Queen's Eyes. So the Queen's Eyes is a really interesting mission. It's technically the last mission in the game. And it takes place in London rather than Japan. Actually, let's see. Is anybody around yet? It's almost noon. Still no. That's fine. So, the introduction mission in this game is actually this stage sort of in reverse of what we're about to do. So, like I said, like the way that this weapon is there's a hammer seen on the left and a scythe seen on the right. So that's the scythe, and that's the hammer. It actually looks a lot more like a hammer here. But, so these replace the shrines. So you can pray at these, but you can't actually, like, level up or do all the normal things that you would do. As a result, you also can't request a visitor in this stage. But, this weapon type, I would say, is probably the highest DPS. Like, you can absolutely delete stuff with this weapon. And this is in low stance. This isn't even high stance damage. Bro. Super armor enemies are so fucking annoying. Basically it's the same thing as using a bonfire in Dark Souls. All the enemies get revived. If you die, you start at that location. I realize you haven't seen me do much dying, so that part of the equation hasn't really been shown much on my stream. In fact, when I fell using the Tonfa in that ocean stage, I'm pretty sure that's the first time I've ever died on stream while streaming this game to YouTube. So that's interesting. So we're going to talk to this guy. I'm not going to read his text, but we are going to talk to him because if you talk to him a number of times, he will give you a present. There you go. And if you talk to him after that, he'll more or less tell you to fuck off. Because he's such a friendly sort. To be fair, he has been wrongly imprisoned, so... So maybe he has a good reason to be kind of pissy. Oh, no, that's fine, that's fine. This game actually goes on sale fairly often, so if you ever find yourself wanting to try on Nioh yourself, it's not that hard to acquire the first game. And the second one, on the other hand, I've been waiting for an opportunity to get that one for a while. So that was supposed to essentially be a boss. It's an optional boss, but it's a boss. And by the way, that's the attack I was talking about. Like, look how long this can go on. It's kind of absurd. By the way, when I kill these revenants, in the bottom left it says obtained, you know, an amount of glory, right? That's sort of like clan-based currency. You spend it in the hidden tea shop, which is where I put, like, where I go to select what character model I want to be using. I don't do much with it now, aside from buy items that I can turn around and sell to the blacksmith for gold, because, good lord, I need so much gold, it's ridiculous. Yeah, this room tends to have a lot of revenants in it because they, surprise, surprise, got killed by the guy that I just now fought, Derek the Executioner. There is another room later in this stage that is almost certainly going to be just filled to the brim with... son of a bitch. With revenants. And I'm gonna fight all of those as well. So in this stage, in this stage only, for whatever reason, you can carry more curative items than you normally would be able to. Well, that was just rude. But in normal gameplay, if I were to pick up elixirs, and I had the maximum number on me, then it would just add them to my storehouse. What's the ultimate lore? Basically, king, like different cultures have learned that Amrita is a source of great power, and they're attacking other people to obtain it. And William was initially hired to learn what the source of Amrita was, or like, you know, explore what it is and how it works. But then he was betrayed and imprisoned. And we're actually fighting at the end of the stage the character who was behind all of that shit. Like, a lot of things happen in between that, but like the ultimate lore is that William is betrayed, his guardian spirit is stolen, and he spends the entire game hunting a man named Edward Kelly, who is very much intertwined with the whole plot of betraying him. Ow. That probably should have killed me. But like, until the DLC, like, the plot is actually pretty simple. It doesn't do a whole lot of clever stuff, it's just a revenge story. I am curious what the plot of the second game is, though, because it seems a little bit more expansive. Wait, I'm pretty sure that there is something else up here. What was it? No, maybe not. Maybe I'm dumb. Whatever, let's just drop in on this guy. Later, nerd. One moment. Who? Why did you roll back again? Oh, God. Here, hold on. We can fix this.
No problem.
Yo, this wasn't my fault. So this garage door makes the world disappear. Neat. That's not. You know what? I need these guys dead so I can test stuff.
That was fucking amazing. Good.
I was expecting to jump off you, but whatever. Give a second. Alright. That happened. That fucking happened.
Damn it, baby.
That happened.
I don't know where you are.
I'm underground.
No, I mean, like, I know that, but I don't know where you are. There you go. That was...
Oh man, Super Mario Sunshine, though.
Batman, what are you doing? Where did he go? He threw that motherfucker off the building. That's rude. That is not... That violates your everything. You lying sack of shit.
Dude, and my crit chance with these is absurd. Good fucking job, my dude.
Oh my god.
Good job. You tried.
Good. That's always appreciated.
Awesome.
I don't know.
Yo, at least he's not facing like an endless row of dudes that's nothing but dazed by
Oh my god. I am a fucking asshole. You fucking what, mate? No. No, 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 no. Super extra ultra no. What the fuck? Ow, my ass. That's good. Can I scan this? Are you kidding me? Good. Okay. Hey. Ow, my face. Sir, I'm afraid that that's just not acceptable behavior for me.
There's nothing I can do about the situation right now. I feel like it's find a way to be distracting and get lucky.
Here we go.
Yeah, this isn't awful.
So you're okay with these guys?
Yeah, I'll be fine. Boss, get going and open that last portal.
What's up? The fuck out of here.
Boring.
Oh, look, that guy down there, he got dizzy and dropped his bat. How very unfortunate for him. Whoops. Peace out. Oh my god. What? Is he up here? What? Where did he go? And how is he back? I'm gonna give a very confused.
Bruh, I'm so bad. Oh, hey, that was a really good reset. Now what are you gonna do, bitch? Deuces, nerd. Wait, what?
Cash, I've captured Dr. Langstrom and administered the cure. I need you to prep an isolation chamber. I'm bringing him in.
Sure thing. I'll get right on.
Good. Yep. Yep. as it should be. That's Batman Arkham Knight. I wasn't like, dude, hey, let's calm down and just go back to being silly. It's fine. Everything's fine. Who wants a high side kick cancel true Elvis? Because why not? Okay, that's quite enough. But I will see him die twice, right?
So how many stages are there?
16.
Alright.
So we're actually kind of almost done. But before we go on, I would like to make the boots massive for no reason. Confirmed. Okay.
Oh my god.
What?
We are going to have the best time.
Here we go. Here we go. Yes. Yes. Now I have giant lady feet somehow. Hold on. Yes. 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 Here we go. I'm a samurai.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. No. Better. Yes. Okay. It's not good enough. I am the samurai-ist. Okay. Oh, actually, I forgot something here. So...
I was not ready for this game.
Even with this pass, I can't open this door. I need to find a way into that. Sounds like Cobblepot's office is connected to the theater, and the entrance is controlled from that security room.
Batman does not kill. Ever. Under any circumstances. The game is really struggling to find a position that makes sense for this guy's model. It's just not happening. What is your... He was in the polls when I countered him, and the counter knocked him out, and we're okay. Even the model for his shoe is like bent the fuck out of... Look at this shoe. I don't want to leave. Oh, Jesus. This is fucking perfect. No, I mean, okay, so this is probably the most sloppily put together Batman Arkham game, but honestly, funny enough, that makes this my favorite Batman Arkham game. Not quite what we wanted. You're kidding. Speaking of game design, okay.
Oh man.
Hey, goodness me.
Oh, are we gonna crash?
Dream.
Let's see if the
I
game
hope
crashes.
My game never crashes here. His game crashed.
Oh well
Here.
then. Oh my god, looking at you do the
What do you mean? My legs blend in with my skirt. Oh, I have to walk down the stairs.
Womp womp, I hit the trigger and you didn't. That means I get breakfast and you can go fuck yourself.
No, we both get breakfast.
Oh.
I made your favorite breakfast. Oh, Mr. King from across the
How do we eat
street is
this one?
going out of town for a few weeks.
Good.
He was wondering if you could check his mail for him. Oh, and your friend Pierce called.
Oh my god, look at your face.
In mouth.
That's bullshit.
Such a car, and someone named Dex stopped by earlier. I just sent him away. I think I heard Timmy deliver.
You are an
Good.
asshole.
Let's go.
You know what? No, I want you to do it. I want to.
Fine.
Idly doodly. You abomination.
What's new in the world today?
I don't understand why this is a MASH QTE.
Neither do I.
You ready to meet the fine people of Steelport?
Dude, when we get given rocket launchers, that guy is so fucked.
I usually
Oh yeah.
It's your world. Go ahead.
I swear to God, if I have to walk the whole way because you're driving... No, okay, I'm in the back seat.
Boy, they sure are anxious to meet you.
They?
Oh, hey, the stop sign just says obey.
Queer sense of humor.
Just me, or does that
Ma, you should have a queer sense of humor.
Just a nagging feeling like this is all
Can't wait to get out to the lake this weekend.
Oh, I'm not hearing you, I'm hearing me.
fish or...
Good.
What are you
Only I have to witness this monstrosity I've created.
Almost there.
Why do I feel like you're just going to make a variation, another version of trolling when you can?
Hey, it'll be a more tolerable troll, okay?
It's just that goddamn voice, man.
I know, that, and I really want to fix the voice, actually, because I did not mean it to be this trolly.
This dress, though, I swear, there's not a universe in which this dress is okay.
Oh, I stubbed my toe. You didn't.
Haha.
Can I get a picture?
Fuck you and your toe. Ah, you have to take a picture.
What can I say? I know how to walk better. It's because I'm not an alien. In a skin suit, you know what I'm saying? Even the beeps are roboticized. God damn.
There you are, just sitting in the car. Can I move? Can I go? There we go.
Okay, actually,
Hello?
go ahead. Whatever, doesn't really matter.
What is this? Kinsey, where
Isn't it this way?
Finally!
Actually, you would have been better off going forward than turning right twice, but it doesn't actually matter.
The place you're in isn't real.
No, just go, just go, just go!
You need to stop. What? I'm just driving. Okay, good. There's a parking
Well, that's not what I meant by just go.
Did you just see that car just fly?
No.
Okay. I ran into a car and it flew.
I didn't see flight, but okay, that person
Brace yourself.
definitely flew.
Jesus H!
Haha, fuck you, oh god! It's bullshit!
I can't believe you got hit by the truck.
Fucking suck my balls.
Be me. The simulation is all about normalcy.
We did not open that thing. This game is trying to kill me tonight. Oh, fuck. It's maxed out at 3, and you recharge it by doing normal takedowns. Awesome. What the fuck is happening? Oh, that makes so much sense for this run. I'll just smash the civilian in the face with a rocket handle. Woohoo! This picture, though. Oh my god, I never realized how dopey as fuck these pictures look.
How are you doing that with your legs? Jesus.
Batman.
No, I'm pretty sure after a kick like that, he would be a little bit more high pitched.
Alright, that was a huge delivery there. I almost said huge package. I'm glad I said delivery.
Why would you tell me about that?
The audience will be in fits of ecstasy.
This is all your fault.
So what kind of package did you get?
That's the thing, Mum doesn't know.
Ah, shit, damn it, fuck. My headphones, they fell. Okay, I am so sorry. I had a lengthy but very important conversation with my next door neighbor, who is also my partner and she's our special lady friend. So yeah, there was some conversations of a good nature. They were all good things for the most part, except for we have another neighbor nearby that is harassing her, and it's a whole thing. Anyways, I'm back. Sorry for taking so long. What the hell was I doing? Wouldn't be surprised or blame anyone if you weren't still here. Yo, what's up, Lily? Yeah, man, I really do like my highlights. I will admit to being full of bias for my highlights, because especially, like, the Saints Row stuff is friggin' hilarious. So this is where the final mission gets a little weird. Because, like, up to this point, there haven't been any yokai of any kind in this area, right? It's all just been, like, London Tower guards. Then you've got this giant tube. With that guy in it. And there's lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of revenants down here. Or, wow, fewer than normal. I guess there's less people playing. I guess that's the downside to having a feature that propagates itself with other players. Anyway, so now we're gonna fight Edward Kelly clones. And they're not particularly threatening under these circumstances. Normally, basically, the Edward Kelly clones are like, they're like glass cannons. They hit stupidly hard, but they are also very breakable. They also have a habit of being really annoying and, like, leaping around and being dicks. Anyway. I'd really like to see some Torii Gate. Also, let's change models again. And we'll keep up with the Kusurigama. Why did I do that? Hey! We got one! So what? Yeah, 12. Okay, so this is their first time trying to clear the area. And they died. So that didn't last long. So the thing about when you're a visitor in someone else's game, if they die, you're expelled. If you die, you're expelled. You could lose connection and get expelled. They could lose a connection and you'd get expelled. Like, there's a lot of different instances in which you could be thrown out. Like, they could actively choose to remove you from the game. You could actively choose to leave that game. I didn't get anything at all. That sucks. There's a lot of different ways that it could end, but the most annoying is when the other player dies right after I get there. Super irritating. I have pretty high expectation that in a moment they're going to re-up and that I'll be able to join them again. No? Whatever, it's fine. Part of me is thinking about changing games, but it's like super warm in the room, so I don't want to switch to anything that's going to require like a huge amount of focus or concentration. Let's see. What do I got? What do we got? I haven't streamed Borderlands 3 in a long time. I'm not sure anyone would care to see it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Alright, that's not in the capture list anymore, but that's not hard to fix. So, let's edit the stream info. And then I have to do that again. Surely I have a file for this. Hold on. I don't have a file for this. Okay. Easy enough to fix. Save splits, edit splits. Let's see. This is going to take a minute. Save as Borderlands 3. Let's get out the Notepad+. I could have sworn that I still had this file, but evidently not. Okay, so save. Now this is going to ask, do you want to reload it because it's been changed? And the answer is C. C. Yes, I would. Okay, so let's try 30 days. That's a bit too much, so 29. That's still a bit too much, so we need to take away 5 hours, so that would be... This is how much time Steam says that I have played the game. Yeah, there we go. Good enough. Man, I wish it wasn't so warm in here. Okay. Studio mode, game list. Discord is updating. Goody, goody, good. Let's actually close Discord. Let's launch Borderlands 3. Well, at this point, we should probably quit folding at home for now. I don't need that anymore. It's taking a minute to load Borderlands 3 from launch, so that's something. Let's add game source Borderlands 3. Capture specific window, Borderlands 3. There it goes, it's doing that thing. Capture cursor, sure, this sometimes uses that kind of stuff. So this is gonna look weird, and I know it looks weird. And there we go. Game is in and being captured properly. I love it. My sinuses are playing up and I don't like it. I don't remember what I was doing, but let's start that timer. Hello? That was weird. God, mouse, please. Okay, yeah. I don't know why I ended up where I am. Let's head back to Pandora. Oh, that's the cake thing. Oh, that's way the... Oh, wow. Okay, that's way the hell down there. I forgot to save the stream details on YouTube. That's certainly an error. Let's check these shops, see if there's anything here worth looking at. What the fuck? Suddenly itches. I hate that shit. I'm trying to remember where the open sesame is for this particular. Is it just this? Yeah. Not that I need that, but I just wanted to remember where it was. Hey, what's going on? Hope that you're doing well. I hope that everyone is doing well. Wait, did I put... No, I left my Techspert on for some reason. I should probably... That's probably why I went back to Sanctuary. Ow. I got walloped. Yo, my mouse movement is bad.
Looks like you've been on one hell of a wild ride there, Pops.
I must confess, man, just instead. That devil ate all my dynamite. So I find out it's good.
You know, like you do. No? Hmm. Yo, it feels like the audio for the game is way lower than it should be. We'll bump it up to 18 and see what happens.
Mighty works. Stick them implements of destruction right there in the offended sandbags. Wish it could be. Now, sink the plunger and blow that poop dam straight to permission.
Oh, that was so good. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Interesting. Oh, right. Step 1 is over here. By in the right order, it means literally in the order that they appear when you go through all of this. Alright, it's on the other side. Flat cherry cola. Ow, I did not realize you were there. You tinky. What's up? Okay. That's allowed. Oh, Shay told me a story that you need to hear. Because, like, it is something else. You know that the air fryer is not clean. So, no, I can't. I could bake them. Wow, when you put it like that, it makes it sound like fuck you, right? Damn. 10? Okay, I'll get onto that in a second.
Well, looks like you're gonna need a super pimp ride in order to get in.
There's my 100 messages.
Over at the chop shop won a golden car in a sweepstakes. So, go steal that.
Oh, my, I'm Big Donnie joined the club. I used to hold a can of corn, but I never did get to drink his wig and catch my drink.
And yeah, you think... Well, so much for playing this then. I've got stuff to do and food to eat and all of that stuff. Wow, why did that looked weird on the chat? It came in like all choppity and shit. No, it's fine, it's fine. I was kind of running out of ideas anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bounce. We're gonna meet up and have foobs together, and it's gonna be glorious. And I might come back after that. We'll see.